The 2025 Africa Cup of Nations is just only days away now, and everyone's excited for the biggest tournament in Africa to begin. But having now seen all the official squads of the participating countries, we're pretty shocked by how many big names the Moroccan showdown will be missing. Trust me, there are a whole lot more than you think, and you'll be finding out about them in this video. These are 10 big stars that we won't be seeing at the 2025 AFCON. We'll start with Mohamed Kudus. In a very shocking turn of events, Ghana somehow failed to qualify for the 2025 AFCON for the first time in over 2 decades. After finishing last in a group which had Angola, Sudan and Niger, Ghana failed to win a single game in the entire qualifiers, finishing with just 3 points from 6 games. This embarrassing qualifying campaign from Ghana means that we'll not be seeing Kudus, who is one of Africa's best dribblers and creators at the tournament in Morocco. Pretty sad, right? The versatile attacker is having a brilliant season in the Premier League after having moved to Spurs in the summer. But even though he'll be hoping to fly the Ghanaian flag this December, he'll have to remain in Europe while his peers battle it out in Morocco. But while Kudus misses out because of his country, Andre Onana won't be there for a totally different reason. You see, Cameroon did actually qualify for the AFCON, but we were all shocked when their final squad list was released and it didn't have Onana's name on it. The Man United goalkeeper, currently on loan at Trabzonspor, was one everyone thought would be one of the first names on Cameroon's list. But after a sudden change of coach, Onana wasn't called up. Pagu, the new manager, named 4 goalkeepers in his final squad list, and none of them was Onana. Pretty shocking, isn't it? But very interestingly, Marc Brice, the coach who was just sacked by Cameroon's Football Federation, has refused to stay sacked and has released another squad list which includes Andre Onana. Yes, Cameroon sort of has 2 different squads for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, and that has thrown the entire country into chaos and confusion. But considering that FIFA acknowledges David Pagu as Cameroon's official coach for the tournament, we're inclined to take his list as the official one. But we have a feeling that we've not heard the last of this particular case. And Onana is not even the only Cameroonian star who's involved in this whole drama. Can you guess who the other player is? Take a shot in the comments and we'll see if you're right soon. While you're there, if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, go do that right away so that you never miss out on our amazing content. But with DR Congo, there's much less confusion. It's pretty confirmed that Yohan Wissa won't be heading with them to Morocco. The Newcastle striker has finally returned from his long-term injury, but the DR Congo boss felt that he wasn't fit enough and hadn't acquired enough match rhythm to positively impact the team at the Africa Cup of Nations. This is pretty interesting when you consider that Achraf Hakimi, who's not expected to be back from injury until after the tournament has begun, has been included in Morocco's squad. Anyway, speaking of injuries, that's the exact reason we won't be seeing Ola Aina at the Africa Cup of Nations this time around. He was included in Eric Chell's initial 52-man squad, but he didn't make the final cut. The Nottingham Forest fullback is not expected to be back from his hamstring injury until January, so it makes sense that he wasn't selected by the Nigeria coach. In fact, the surprise was that he was even included in the provisional squad. He surely will be a massive miss for the Super Eagles of Nigeria at Morocco, but it's pretty crazy when you realise that this injury, which is stopping him from helping Nigeria at the AFCON, was sustained during a game where he was playing for Nigeria. Another Nigerian star who was in the provisional squad but didn't make the final cut is William Troost-Ekong, but the reason is pretty crazy. The 2023 AFCON player of the tournament was expected to lead Nigeria to the 2025 edition as captain, but he suddenly announced his retirement just a couple of weeks before the commencement of the competition. He said it just felt like the right time. He wanted to step aside and make way for the younger players to have their chance, and well, the coach had no other choice than to respect his stance and leave him out of the squad. It feels like we still don't know the full story here because the timing of the announcement had fans of Nigerian football really confused. He could have announced his retirement immediately after the unsuccessful World Cup qualifying campaign, or just waited till the AFCON. Well, the Super Eagles will have to do without a leader, and interestingly, their joint top scorer from the 2023 tournament. And guess what? Not only will we not be seeing the player of the tournament from the last edition, we also won't be seeing the reigning young player of the tournament, as Simon Adingra was left out of the Côte d'Ivoire squad. The winger who helped the West African nation clinch the trophy last time out was not selected this time around. To be fair, it's not hard to understand why, as the 23-year-old hasn't played so much football this year. His game time at Brighton reduced drastically, which led to him making a move to Sunderland in the summer. Unfortunately for him, even at Sunderland, he hasn't played much, having started just 4 out of the 14 games he was available for. Even worse still, Adingra has not managed a single goal all year. Honestly, it's not hard to see why he wasn't selected by the coach.
Hello YouTube family, Merry Christmas and a huge Happy New Year to all of you. With the 2026 World Cup on the way, the energy in the football world is already building, and we are thrilled to be sharing it with this amazing community. To celebrate, we have lined up some holiday surprises in the Goal 90 shop. A bunch of your favourite jerseys are already up to 50% off. Shipping is on us, and because you are part of our YouTube fam, you can grab an extra 10% off with the code YouTubeFam. Thanks for all the love and support. 2026 is going to be massive. Let's enjoy every moment together.
But with Nicolas Pepe, it's a little harder to understand. He was named La Liga Player of the Month earlier in the season and has 4 goal contributions to his name alongside several great performances which have pushed Villarreal to 3rd in the league. Add that he has ample experience with the national team and it's super hard to see why he was left out. The story, however, with Antoine Semenyo is completely different. He is one of the Premier League's top scorers and best performers this season, which has led to him being wanted by several top clubs in Europe. But it is pretty sad that we won't be seeing this superstar grace the AFCON stage this December, as his Ghana team failed to qualify for the tournament. There's just not much to say about this. He, as well as Kudus, will miss out simply because Ghana underperformed at the qualifiers. But as for Vincent Aboubakar, it's different. Remember we said that there's another Cameroon star in this video? Well, it's him. Cameroon, of course, qualified, and everyone expected that the 33-year-old would go to Morocco with the squad for one last dance. But the new coach has not allowed that, leaving the nation's 2nd all-time top scorer out of the final list. There are rumours flying around that Eto'o influenced the picks and made sure Aboubakar didn't make it to the tournament to ensure that the striker doesn't overtake him to become the nation's record scorer. But considering Aboubakar would need more than 10 goals to break that record, it sounds pretty far-fetched. Aboubakar might be a massive miss for Cameroon, as he's proven to be something of an international tournament specialist. He even won the Golden Boot at the 2021 AFCON after having scored 8 goals. Finally, we also won't be seeing Serhou Guirassy at the 2025 AFCON. The Dortmund man, who is one of the hottest strikers in Europe right now, and even finished as the Champions League joint top scorer last season, will not be at Africa's biggest footballing tournament for one simple reason. His Guinea team did not qualify. The centre-forward, who was born in France, switched allegiance to Guinea in 2022 after representing France at the youth levels. He was able to lead them to the 2023 edition, but despite being 2nd top scorer in the 2025 qualifiers, he was unable to carry his nation to Morocco. This is the first time Guinea have missed out on the Africa Cup of Nations in 8 years, and it will be denying us the presence of one of the hottest marksmen in the world at the competition. Of course, there are more stars who won't be at the 2025 AFCON, including Victor Boniface, Tariq Lamptey, Andre Frank, Zambo Anguissa, Evan Gessand. Keep the list going in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn the bell notification on so that you never miss out on new content. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.